go.
A camera captured a tense moment when a car became trapped in floodwater in Makhachkala, Russia, on the 28th of March, 2026. In the video, one person can be seen standing on the roof of the car to avoid the rising water. Floodwater is rushing through the street, carrying debris and covering the entire surrounding area. It's unclear what happened to the person after this. Around the 21st of March 2026, on the mountain road connecting Mersin and Antalya, a sedan's dashcam captured the moment dirt and huge rocks suddenly came crashing down from the cliff onto the road just as the car was approaching. The massive amount of dirt and rock completely buried the vehicle. Rescue crews had to dig through the debris to reach the driver. The driver was only lightly injured and was later taken to the hospital for treatment. This family witnessed a large tree branch collapse onto the roof of a cafe. When they heard a sudden cracking sound and turned around, they saw a big branch break off and fall onto the edge of the roof. A large branch suddenly snapped and came down onto the canopy over the cafe's outdoor seating area. The branch caused part of the cafe's roof structure to collapse. No one was injured in the incident. A man is riding a scooter with his daughter sitting behind him on an empty road when a sedan suddenly comes flying in from behind at a very high speed. The impact is incredibly hard. It throws both of them into the air before they hit the road. The car only stops after it keeps going and crashes into an oncoming truck. Neither the father nor the daughter was wearing a helmet at the time of the accident. Even though the crash was very violent, both of them survived and only suffered minor injuries. People nearby quickly came over to help. This is the shocking moment when a pilot who had been drinking caused his experimental aircraft to crash into a traffic light pole in Idaho on the evening of the 8th of November 2025. The plane was in the process of landing after a flight from Twin Falls when it made an unstable approach to the runway at low altitude. It then struck a pedestrian signal pole before crashing down onto the roadway. The pilot and one passenger suffered minor injuries and were taken to a local hospital for treatment. Very fortunately, no one on the road was hurt. The camera captures a tense situation as a broken-down car stops in the middle of the road and causes a traffic jam. Horns keep blaring, but the car still doesn't move. A driver behind it gets out and asks them to make way. But after just a few words, the two sides quickly get into an argument. When that driver goes back to his car to find a way around, the man suddenly runs out and blocks the front of the vehicle. He spreads his arms, stands in the middle of the road, and keeps yelling. Just a few seconds later, he suddenly slams his head into the SUV. Even after he starts bleeding from hitting it over and over, he still doesn't stop, leaving everyone around him in shock. The camera captures a controversial moment on a street lined with shops in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. A man gets out of his car after another vehicle blocks his way. Without saying much, he walks straight up to the car in front of him, grabs the side mirror and bends it back. Then he suddenly throws a hard kick that breaks the mirror completely, leaving it hanging loose. After letting out his frustration, the driver gets back into his car and leaves. The video was later shared online and drew a lot of mixed reactions over what he did.
Abi sakin ol, bırak. Sakin ol, geç. Sakin ol, hayır. Kavga ediyorlar. Dehşet kavga var. Lan! Bırak. Bırak. Hayır. Kanka geç. Kankam geç. Tamam git. Bak kanka ekle lüzumsuz kurye. Aynen.
Dashcam footage captures a chaotic situation on a street in Bursa, Turkey. Two cars stop in the middle of the road, and just a few seconds later, two men from each side suddenly charge at each other with jumping kicks almost at the same time. The impact sends both of them rolling onto the road, leaving the people around them stunned. The situation only stops when a woman and a motorcyclist rush in to break it up. What caused the conflict was not recorded, and the case is now being investigated by authorities.